What I'm trying to say is that we have classes and we have and we talk about high subjects and but in a everyday, in, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a chair.
In the everyday, the day to day, how you apply it. Um, Something, how you apply those high concepts and high learning. It's one thing to have inspiration and to like a subject, and then the everyday, it's different. Sometimes different. And so, if we have continuous, ongoing things, sometimes a lot of our learning is out of it, is left out. In Ve'ata Tetzaveh, the Maimer, the famous Maimer that the Rebbe said the Rebbe gave, this is the last Maimer the Rebbe gave out. So I'm just not going to go over the whole Maimer or anything, but just the Nekuda is first, there are things that we need to work with a lot, and there are things that are not for us, that are done for us. For example, for example, identity, identity versus action, behavior. You know, human beings are the only creature that you ask them, "Who are you?" They'll tell you, "I don't know." Are you with me? It's that easy to take your attention. This is your test. You can test yourself. How focused can you be, even though there are other things around. So human beings are the only creature that you ask them, who you are. They say, "I don't know. I'm not sure." Where are you going? I'm not sure. What's we supposed to do? I don't know. Maybe we'll check. Basically, like a identity crisis. You know, we have problems with our identity. But the truth is, as less as a person deals with his identity, why? Not because he's ignoring it, he's ignoring the questions, but he understands that it's more or less it's already determined. The identity. We are Jewish. Okay, that's our identity. It's that simple. You can make a big deal out of it. You can make a less of a deal out of it. That's what it is. What it means to be a Jew. So we have Moshe Rabbeinu, we have Torah, we have the Rebbe, and these questions are dealt with, and there are people that are in charge of them. You don't have to always think like, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Also in the world, you probably know there are people that are not even sure. I'm talking identity about being Jewish, but there are people that that a man that wants to be a woman, or a woman that wants to be a man. You know, identity crisis, problems with their identity. Again, this is not something you're born. You want to look, you want to learn about your identity. You learn in the Torah. It's very clear what is a man, what is a woman. That's it. That's it. It's many people, spend their lives for these things. It's. So this is not. The Rebbe says that this is the job of the leader of the generation to to supply the identity for his people, for the generation. Basically, the leader of the generation, the Rebbe, tells you who you are and what it means, and so on. Yes, we do need to be in touch with the Rebbe. We need to receive, to accept the Rebbe's leadership and everything that goes with that. Meaning, whatever the Rebbe says and points out and says this is important, this is not important, and so on. So we identify with what the Rebbe says. We identify. We read a Sikha, we read a Maimer. We identify with the Rebbe. Wow, the Rebbe is so right. The Rebbe is so accurate. The main thing that we need to focus on is our actions. Is to fit. What is our actions? What does it mean, our actions? It means that your behavior fits, aligns with your identity. That's it. Not just any actions. Our actions, what it means that we using our actions to align our outer self with our inner self. Okay? So if I'm Jewish, so to do what a Jewish person is supposed to do, and then I'm connecting my outer self, I express my inner self in the outer self. I act as an expression to my identity, to who I am. That is mainly the person's work. Now the Rebbe speaks in this Maimer about something that we can call, the Rebbe calls it crash to the luminary, but I would call it dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction. We see the reality is that most of the people are not satisfied. We're never satisfied. Okay? We always want more and different and better and another and more and less. Okay? We're not satisfied. That's a reality. Exactly. That's what I'm aiming for. It's one of the good things that we got from Hashem. We're not fighting against it. What we need to do is to see how it's good. What is the purpose of it? In short, the purpose of it is to bring Mashiach with it. To never be satisfied with the way everything is, and to make things better and better and better, and eventually to bring Mashiach.
It's contradicting what you said before, though, that you should only take care of the things you can.
Okay, wait a second. Okay, I'm connecting right now. So how a lot of times our dissatisfaction can also cause not so good things. It could go against the person himself. A person is not satisfied with himself, is not satisfied with people around him. It can cause fights and it can cause a lot of losses as well. So what's the principle? How does it work? So it's connected to what we said earlier. If we use our dissatisfaction to our identity, that is not good. I don't like who I am. I'm not satisfied with who I am. It's not good. It's not good. I'm not satisfied with my family. Parents, brothers, sisters, kids, spouse. It's not good. It's not good. Dissatisfaction is the most powerful locomotive, most powerful engine. But if it's used in the wrong way, it can destroy. That's why we need to take responsibility. We need to realize that we We have it from Hashem, but we should be the one to own. We should be the owner of how to use it. So we should use it toward our actions to fit our outer self to our inner self, or the world, the way the world looks outside to the way it's supposed to be according to Hashem's intention, which is the pnimius. In the world you have the chitzoniyut, you have the way the world is, and you have the way the world Hashem wants it to be, the pnimius, the intention in the creation. And what is standing between the intention and the reality is our work. Our work is what gonna make the intention become more and more expressed in the outer reality. In the outer reality. Okay? Basically, the person should walk around with the endless dissatisfaction of what is going on in the world, and he should fix it. And the key to it is our own behavior, something that we do or we don't do, one way or another way, that will lead to the ultimate geula, poshut. A person should walk around dissatisfied from what's going on. He shouldn't fight the dissatisfaction. He shouldn't ignore it. He shouldn't live in denial. He shouldn't say, I don't care. Everybody cares, especially those people that they say they don't care. Of course they care. Everybody cares. No one is going to be satisfied until Mashiach comes. And it doesn't matter how well he puts it. I'm okay, I don't care, I'm fine. People find ways to live with their dissatisfaction. They hide it. It goes out in places that maybe they didn't plan, or they don't think that it's really coming out of that. They think, no, what are you talking about? He's not okay, and he's not okay. Okay? They're going to blame people. They're going to blame things. They're going to blame things that it's not it. It's not it. If the person would be tuned to the work that he needs to do, he wouldn't have any other problem with other people, with his, with himself, with family, because he's busy making the world a better place. He's aware of his dissatisfaction from the right thing. And this is really an alignment that a person is doing with himself, which generally you're asking yourself, I am dissatisfied. Am I aware of it? If I'm not aware of it, that's not good. It means that it's doing what it's doing without me knowing what it's doing. It means that all of a sudden I'm angry at someone, and I don't even know why. But why? Because I'm supposed to realize that I will be dissatisfied. Nothing in this world is perfect. But we need to be focused. We need to be to bring Mashiach. We are tuned on that, and we are never satisfied till the ultimate geula arrives. Poshut, mamish. Now, does that mean not to be? Now, first we need to align our dissatisfaction. We need to be aware that we are dissatisfied, because it's instilled in ourselves. Till Mashiach will come, it's impossible for us to be satisfied, whether we like it or not. Okay? Till the world is really where the world needs to be, and everything really where it needs to be. Okay? So first we need to realize, we need to recognize that we are not satisfied, and we need to connect it with and then we need to connect it with the right goals, with the right goal, one goal, to bring Mashiach. To understand what is for us to fight with, to change, and what is not. What the Torah determines for us, and what the Torah is asking us, is directing us to do. That is our work. And then we have a lot of things that every accomplishment makes us happy. Every accomplishment, everything you do, first before the accomplishment itself, The fact that you're doing something to bring Mashiach, that itself should make you happy. Meaning, Ivdu es Hashem besimcha. That itself, that you doing the right thing, that you are in the right place, okay, is something that should make you happy. Not satisfied, because that's not the end, but happy. And then every accomplishment should make you happy. We have seen that the Rebbe in videos and stuff, you could see it, that the Rebbe, someone is doing something big, so the Rebbe has nachas ruach, the Rebbe has nachas. But right away, the Rebbe says, oh, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? So the Rebbe is happy but never satisfied. In Simcha, you have levels. Okay? But there is something before Simcha. And that's the union of Ad Mosai. The Rebbe said in Tafshin Memchet, Bet Nisan Tafshin Memchet, that Ad Mosai is actually higher, is including Yechia Melech. Yechia Melech is like Simcha, But Ad Mosai is even deeper. Ad Mosai is the union of dissatisfaction. I'm not satisfied. We need more. We need to improve. We need more. We need more. That's the union of Ad Mosai. But as you do the work, there is also Simcha. It's not contradicting. In large, you're never satisfied. That is more you. That is much deeper. That's the deepest power. Because if a person is satisfied, so nothing is going to change. To be satisfied, it means that a person is asleep. He's not going to do anything. Not really. If you're not satisfied, so that is the root of changes. That people are not satisfied. And ultimately that is the root for bringing Mashiach. But as you do the work, you must do it b'simcha. Meaning that simcha, in a way, is more superficial, relatively. Relatively, simcha is more superficial than the dissatisfaction, than the Ad Mosai. The Ad Mosai is deeper. Dissatisfaction means that you always moved, okay? That we need to do more, we need to change. You always move deeply. Deep inside you are moved. You're not resting, you moved. You moved from what is, because it moves you to do more and to change. Again, not your identity. Don't fight against the wrong things. You moved and you express it in advancing the right things. What is for you to fit your actions with your true self, with your identity, with who you are. Okay, if you're a Jew, you need to do what a Jew needs to do. If you're Chabadnik, if you're with the Rebbe, so you do what the Rebbe says. You've been careful not to fight, not to go against your own identity, and you have to be careful of these things. It's not healthy. It's not right. So Ad Mosai, right? This is the most fundamental thing, that you always moved. You always moved, and that is the secret of a person that is energetic, that is doing better and better and better. He is moved, but he's not using that energy toward things that are not to be used against. He's using it to fit his actions to his essence, to his true self, to his neshama, to his identity.
You shouldn't be thinking about your identity, you should just be acting and it also has to come from an inner place.
Identity is something we should accept. Okay?
What happens after the fact?
It's something that the Rebbe is doing for us. The Rebbe is leading is the leader of that generation. He is helping us to understand what is the work of the generation, okay, or things like that, okay, like those big things. It's really done by the Rebbe much better than we do. I mean, even the questions of the Rebbe in the Maimorim and Sichres are better than our questions. The Rebbe really defines what is a Jew and what is Torah, and those things are questions of identity. That yes, we should learn them, but we learn it from the Rebbe, we get it from the Rebbe, we accept it.
What about being satisfied with yourself? Or are you simply
Being who you are is from Hashem, and it's perfect. Okay, it's perfect. You accept. You have all the tools that you need to do what you need to do, to be who you need to be. This is something we should accept. We should be happy about. This is not healthy to fight against those things. People waste their lives with these things. Think about it. Think about it. There is a distinction between what is it that we're supposed to be not satisfied about and the things that we should accept and be wise to accept. You want to say something?
Yeah, about transgender. How do you treat them like after the fact? Like let's say they did surgery, they became,
According to the Torah, they considered what they were before.
yeah, so you treat them,
So they're allowed to go into the men's section if they're really a man?
That's a good question.
They're not allowed into the
They're not
women's section if
right,
they're
like do they marry a man, do they marry a woman?
It's a good question. It's a very detailed question. It should be addressed to a rabbi, but to a rabbi that deals with these things. But let's say one of them, is doing tshuva.
Yeah,
Become a
right.
Baal tshuva. Okay?
already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Let's
what
say.
I said in
Let's say one of them will become a Baal tshuva. We will have to work with a rabbi close to see what should he do. That's all I can say. I mean, I'm not, But he was born as a man. He's a man. She was born as a woman. She's a woman. Because that's what Hashem wanted from her. The problem with these people with the identity that there are sometimes why people has problem with something, because something doesn't make sense to them. Meaning they have holes. They have okay, if I'm a man, how am I acting like a woman? If I'm a woman, why am I acting like a man? Things like that. It's not because lechatchila in the first place, people are not, because in the first place, people should understand their identity, who they are. In the first place, they should derive it, take it from the Torah. They should ask, they should be just
Somebody
because.
could be a fully from Jew and still have those feelings.
But the
stories.
Torah, just because he has those feelings, it doesn't mean that he's not who he is. It just means that it doesn't align with the common understanding of with the majority or whatever it is. But the Torah gives tools to those things as well. It says if the Torah, if it wouldn't be possible for a person to feel those feelings, so the Torah would not command against them. It's part of the Torah. It's part of the Torah. And it's actually, there is qualities, special qualities that the Torah, we can learn from the Torah if a person really believes in Hashem and wants to go with Hashem. So the same way, I mean, there are feelings for people to kill, to steal, to do everything else. And why that is so obvious that we should, it's not only that we should fight against it, but also internally, let's say, Rabbi, he was born when he was on Mars, and Mars is red, and he had the inclination to kill.
What? He was born when he was on Mars?
No. There is hours of the day, and there's times where stars are ruling, are controlling. So he was born under the supervision of Mars. In Masechet Shabbat. So he had the inclination to kill, but he became a judge, or someone else became a shoichet or a moihel. Okay, something that they used it for what the Torah directs to. Okay, for good purposes. Everything can be used. If a man is very gentle, okay, so what he's supposed to use it to be gentle. That's it. It doesn't mean he's a woman, It doesn't mean that. Okay.
But if they feel an attraction towards only men, only people in their gender, then
No, but
It's not. Again, first of all,
they feel uncomfortable in their skin. It's not about. It's like
also like
they
people who are
don't
just
feel
doing
like
that.
they were created the way they were supposed to be.
They
And
don't
you
feel it.
see after,
They don't feel it
and then
because
you
they're
see
interpreting
after
it.
the fact, if they actually change to the opposite gender, they feel a lot better. So how do you explain that?
They feel a lot better, but they're not anymore who they really are, and they're not fulfilling their mission. Okay, nothing will come out of it. They'll die and nothing happens. Like they didn't fulfill the mission. The most simple thing that a man and woman brings a child, and that child is continues forever. The Ein Sof, the Ein of Ein Sof. That simple thing is not happening, and everything else that is less than that. I mean, all the mitzvot is not happening, and that's what we're here for. We're here to first the first mitzvah is to bring children, and then to do all the mitzvot. So what do you mean everything is okay? Nothing is okay. In their mind, it's very temporary. Their good feeling is very temporary, and it's very easy to give in to the inclination, and then to be gone, basically. I'm saying it in short, but the idea, okay? The idea is that our identity comes from Torah, and as a person will go, will accept it, and will want to learn from the Torah. Same idea. No, same idea. Same thing. Same thing. They're not allowed to. They're not allowed. If a man with a man, it's from the Torah, he has to be killed. So what if he did a surgery? It doesn't mean anything. What? I can't hear what? Well, we should do things better. We should do chitas better, for example. We should learn grammar, and we should learn chumash. We should learn chumash the way Hasidus explains. We should every day add a Hasidic explanation to our chumash doing, and so it could be relevant. We should do some itboinus after to fit it to our lives to see how it fits better. So that and we should That's one thing, for example.
We had a Programmian, and he was saying how you shouldn't base your happiness on external things, because someone who's not doing all these things, he should also be happy.
Absolutely, we should not base our happiness on external things. Yes, but we can use external things to enhance our simcha. Yes, not to be dependent on them.
You said on Masai is the root of
No, it's the root of our daily activities, the root of our daily business. When you're not satisfied that from the fact that Mashiach didn't come yet, so you know that you need to do more and more and more and more. Now, then the actual work should be done b'simcha. The actual work should be done b'simcha. Okay? You discuss it later, okay? Can I ask you to discuss it later? I'm very happy that it arouses you to discuss, but if you can discuss it later. Okay? Please discuss. Continue later. So I wanted to say that the order. So ad mosai, right? We said a person is deeply dissatisfied, and he understands that since Mashiach didn't come yet, the ultimate revelation of Hashem is not yet here. So he always continues and continues and continues. And even if he feels good about himself, he knows that there's a lot of other people that's suffering, and even if there's the less person that is not yet there, so the Rebbe says in the Maimer that all of us are not really. It's not it really, because till the whole world is pashut, with Hashem and he's happy and all of this, then we know that we did what we need to do, and that's not there yet. When it comes to simcha, also the Rebbe explains that first you need to be realistic, meaning you need to know what needs to be done. To be b'simcha is not just I'm b'simcha. You know what needs to be done, and then you do it b'simcha. Because the best way to do things, the best way to do things is to be b'simcha. Let me explain. In the world, they tell you to be b'simcha, right? Let's say in the world, if someone has a catastrophe, has a problem, so you say just be b'simcha. Wait a second. In the world, when someone has a catastrophe, let's say, right? You with me? Everybody are here? The Baal Shem Tov says you are where your thoughts are, so, or you know. So in the world, if someone has a catastrophe, so it's very. I'm sorry, I said it the other way. So it's very. It's natural to fall into depression, to be not happy. And if someone has a good reason to be happy, so then it's going to be happy. We demand the opposite. The work is to go against your nature. What does it mean? It means that when everything is good, so you ask yourself, wait, how can I feel good and satisfied? Mashiach didn't come yet. You need to demand from yourself. And when everything is bad, you need to say, I must be the simcha. Why? Because only through simcha, I will have, only with simcha, I will have the koichas to do what I need to do. Because simcha is powerful. Okay, and when you do something with simcha, you're successful. I'll give you, for example, there was this mother that was killed 2 months ago in Otniel in Shomron, and she had a husband and kids, and the husband was very furious, and he had guns, and he said he went and they took the guns from the safe, and he said, I'm gonna do something. So his older daughter told him, Abba, don't do it. We need you. It's enough that our mother went. Now, you have to be with us. Don't do these things. So he realized that his kid needs him, and so the inclination is to do those stupid things, right? When the person is sad and angry, but no, the opposite. Your kids need you, and they need you besimcha. Okay, but so don't be sad now. It's not right. Yeah, we mourn and we do what the Torah says, but even mourning should be besimcha. That's what it says. Even mourning, the mourning comes from respect to the other person, from respecting them. Okay, not because we are commanded to be depressed. Of course not. We respect those people that are gone. But even that mitzvah we do besimcha. No. So now I want to explain what simcha is. Simcha is not necessarily dancing. Dancing is the ultimate simcha. Simcha is something that is first in your heart, and then it could be fully expressed, that you 100%, it's like unlimited simcha. But that you don't do every day necessarily, but every day you must have the minimum simcha. What's the minimum simcha? The simcha in the heart. Minimum simcha, it means that wherever you are, whatever you do, even mourning, what does it mean to do it b'simcha? It means that in your heart you feel that you're doing the right thing, that you are in the right place. Okay? It means that okay, maybe it's not Geula yet, so you're not satisfied, but by knowing that you're doing the right thing, okay, you know that you do what Hashem wants you to do. What's the opposite of that? The opposite of that is, and that's like a thin line. You think we said not to be satisfied, but to be besimcha. What does it mean? What's the difference? The opposite of being besimcha, the minimum simcha in the heart, at least in the heart, that's if to Hashem besimcha. That all the time we have it. We have to have it all the time. The opposite of that a person always feel, oh, I shouldn't be here. I should be somewhere else, or at least maybe I should be somewhere else. Maybe I shouldn't be here, or maybe what I'm doing is not what I'm supposed to do, or things like that. That is the opposite of simcha. The person should always walk within himself and say, that's where I need to be. That's what I need to do. I'm doing what I need to do. Okay? If I'm not doing what I need to do, so what is it that I need to do? So now I'll do what I need to do. But never to be like, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be with other people, in other places. I'm supposed to do different things. Always to be like, that's not good. That's not good. When you do, you need to empower yourself. You need to encourage yourself. Of course, I'm where I am. Need to be. But this is just a small thing. But this, sometimes very small thing. If you don't do it, everything collapses. So what is it really small and big? What is small and big? Nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Small and big. Whatever needs to be done needs to be done. What does it matter if it's small, it's big? Who determines what's small, what's big? Wherever you are, you need to speak like yourself. There's things you need to say. So if you're in a Yetzer Hara, say, but this is small, it's not important. Says, no. Without every detail is important in order for Mashiach to come. You need to strengthen yourself. That's what it means to be besimcha. Okay, if you mourn, so you say, God forbid, right? So you say, I respect this person. I'm doing a mitzvah from the Torah. I'm doing the right thing. I'm where I am. Okay, I'm not, and of course, along with that, you become, of course, ve'achait and libo, something bad happens. So a person is not satisfied. He's not satisfied, and he will do much more. Okay, it will, a lot of big things in the world happen because of tragedies, and God forbid. And the Rebbe is teaching us not to wait for tragedies. Just acknowledge your inhabitant, your natural dissatisfaction. Don't fight it. Don't ignore it. Live with it. Use it. This is your best engine. But when you do, and then find out what is right to do, and then do it besimcha. If you do something besimcha, you're going to be successful. If you because you dare, you believe in it, you feel that you're doing the right thing, so you're doing it fully, okay? You're doing it with a smile, you're doing it with good energy. People feel it around you. It creates better results. It creates better connections, okay? It brings more and more and more and more. But so there is order. There is order. Never disengage from your dissatisfaction, and then find the right things to do. Okay, don't let your dissatisfaction go wild. Don't be the owner of your own dissatisfaction. Okay, don't let your dissatisfaction ruin things that are very essential, very basic in your life. So you're not satisfied. You're never going to be satisfied. Mashiach comes, get it to your head. None of us are going to be satisfied. It's not because of that person or that thing or because of where you are. No. There is something you need to realize. You're never going to be satisfied till Mashiach comes. And don't wait for tragedies to awaken you. Be in touch with this dissatisfaction. Be in touch with it. And always demand from you, not because you bad or something like that. Demand from that place of dissatisfaction. You need to add, not because he said and they said and she said, not because you're wrong, not because you're not okay, not because of that. Just because Mashiach didn't come yet. That's why you need to be satisfied. That's the healthy dissatisfaction. Health that brings results, that makes the world a better place. Use wisely your dissatisfaction. You're not going to be able to get rid of it or ignore it. It's going to be a lie. It's going to be a denial to ignore it. But use it wisely. Be the owner of that. Be on top of your own dissatisfaction. Don't let it go wild. And always check what is right. Don't fight. Don't use your dissatisfaction to fight against things that are not meant to change. There are things against the Rebbe or against Hashem. That's not, not your own nature even. Your own, simple nature. That the Torah says that this is something that's not to be changed. If it's Jews, to be a Jew or to be a male or female, for example. Okay? Aim your dissatisfaction towards doing. And whenever you do something, do it b'shlemis, do it b'simcha. Say to yourself, that's what I need to do. And if the Yetzer Hara comes and says, this is small, this is big, it says, everything is important. Exactly where I need to be. Always strengthen yourself. That is the minimum simcha that a person should have. And whenever you have an accomplishment, you should be happy, but never satisfied. Happy, but never satisfied. That's what the Rebbe is teaching us. Happy, but never satisfied. Because as much as you did, and it's important, and you're happy, you did something, and it took time, and it took effort, and now you accomplished that, and you, Baruch Hashem, so be happy. But what makes you happy? That Mashiach is a step closer. That's what makes you happy. But Mashiach is not here yet. And even more, when you do something with that kavanah, with that intention to bring Mashiach, so even before you started, you're already happy. Because you feel that here, you're going to do something for Mashiach to come. That itself fills you with light. Not the ultimate light, because Mashiach didn't come yet. But that here, because every action that you do is bringing Mashiach. It's bringing Mashiach closer. And that's it's very fulfilling. It's very fulfilling. But you always remember that since Mashiach didn't come yet, so you're not satisfied. That's how it works basically. It's you always. It's not a choice to make between sadness and happiness. It's not sad. We never said dissatisfied always. Okay, from the right things, and we use our dissatisfaction. We're on top of it. We're not allow it to go wild, and then we empower ourselves and encourage ourselves to be happy in what we do, and to remind ourselves that we're doing the most important thing. We do the most important things always. You do chumash, you're happy. You're happy because you know you're doing what the Rebbe says. You know you are aligning yourself with your true identity. You know everything around is not really you. If a person is going lost in things that are not really him, so he's lost. But when he comes to learn chumash, pasuk in chumash, something a little bit of Tanya, he feels that it really expresses his true self. It really expresses his identity, and that brings Mashiach. When a person is doing what is for him to do what he was made to do. Okay, Jewish people were made to do what they meant to do, and black people and Indian people they made to do what they made to do, and they need to be happy with who they are, and not to be satisfied if it's not the way it needs to be for them. That's the truth. Okay, but how much more so a Jew, and Jews are even more identify with Hashem, and as long as Hashem is not happy because it's Golus, because it's not Yom Gula yet, so the Jew feels it right away. The Jew feels it first. It affects the whole world, but the Jew feels it first. We identify with Hashem. Hashem is our true self, so therefore it affects us right away. You want to ask something? You want to comment something? Mainly, this is mainly from Va'ata Tetzaveh, the Maimer of the Rebbe, the last Maimer the Rebbe gave out. The Rebbe there is talking about this dissatisfaction, be katit lamaor, crushed to the luminary. The Rebbe explains that we're not ever going to be satisfied till Mashiach comes. The Rebbe also talks about satisfaction, that it's not good to be satisfied in the Maimer Lo Tiyeh Meshakela, which I brought it here, Tafshin Yudbet, Parashat Mishpatim. The Rebbe is talking about Simcha. What I said about Ivdus Hashem B'Simcha, the Rebbe is talking about it. A few places, there are a few letters of the Rebbe. The Rebbe explains that there are levels in Simcha, and the Ivdus Hashem B'Simcha is the minimum one, and the Rebbe explains it in a certain Sicha. That it means it's boininus, it means that you're doing the right thing. You always saying to yourself that you do the right thing, you are where you need to be, and what you need to do, what you're doing is important. You empower yourself. Okay, so that's basically. Okay. You want to say something about it? It means that for you, it's a way of life. It became a way of life. It means that you see it as part of you. It's integrated perfectly. It merged with the way you perceive yourself today, and it aligns with the way you do things, and that's how you're going to do things from now on. I mean, it just went smooth into your life, became part of you. Right? Amazing. Amazing. But we still have 10 minutes, I mean.
We can't get dismissed early.
Yeah, we get dismissed early.
It's a possibility?
Yeah.
It's an option?
Why not? We can make it.
Because we have 10 minutes, we can bring Mashiach. So let's add another point. Let's continue. In this class, we made it outside, right? And you see, when on one hand it's good because of the weather and everything, and it feels better. But on the other hand, a lot of interruptions, a lot of distraction, right? A lot of things around. He washed the carpet over here, and the truck is still there, and all of that, and people are going by. And that is a micro example for life, because we know what we need to do. We're here in a class, and we made the class outside for the to make the class better. So we know what we're supposed to do, but still there are distractions, things, interruptions, so on. So to be into what you are, into who you are, into what you are, and also you can copy paste it to other to a larger, to life. We are Jews, yes, but there is fashion, and there is different people that has other opinions, and we brought in this transgender thing, that people are, have their own ideas about this stuff, and in the world it becomes like now it's became stylish. 10 years ago, I'm telling you, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, people didn't talk like that,
Well, it's
like
not
they
that
talk
people
today.
didn't talk like that, it's that people were afraid to talk like that.
That's what they say. Yes.
No,
That's what they say. That's what they say. That's what they say. But you have to understand. You have to understand. It's very foolish of us. And every generation comes, and they think that everybody till today was stupid, and didn't understand things right, and didn't do things right, and we are doing the things right. Come on. We think about 5,000 something years of people that they didn't know anything. We know, we fix the world. We know what's right and what's wrong. Listen, there is Torah. The Torah says it. Okay, so, and also it makes sense. The Rebbe has a sikha about it, by the way. The Rebbe spoke about it. And it's very simple. If we come to this world to produce something, between two of the same kind, nothing comes out of it. Nothing comes out of it. Okay, the Ein Sof, the Ein of infinity, the next generation, it doesn't come out of it. So that itself should be enough to understand that it's not the right direction to go. So it could be easier or harder for some people. I don't agree with that either, because okay, life is what you can make out of it. I mean, you can. I've seen. You can see in science also researchers. I just read, researchers about a different issue, about parnas, about work. They made a research. They took 18 years old people, and they checked who is happier. They divided it two groups: the happier group, and the one that are not so happy. They went and find jobs, and after a year they look who is more successful, who is more happy, who stayed in his job even, and who was more successful in his job. Those happy people stayed, percentage-wise much more, and were much more successful. What does it teach you? Take it, copy paste it to our issue. You can be with a person, okay, and you can make the best out of it. Or you can say, I want another person. I want, a man can be with a woman and say, I don't like this woman. I want another woman. Or the opposite. Oh, that's not good life. Okay. But life is what you make out of it. If you're happy in the first place, you'll use it the right way anyway. You'll know if we're supposed to take our talents. We're supposed to take our different qualities and use it into the general description that the Torah guides us. Okay, I don't know, a person that is attracted to other. I'm not saying he's not, but but he can have amazing marriage life and family life and fulfilling everything more than other people, because that means that he worked on more details. But eventually the Torah wants to make you, the difference between the Torah and everything else is the Torah wants to make you, to transform you from being just a creature, like an animal that you're made for a certain purpose, and there's nothing to say about it anymore. The Torah wants to make you from a creature to a creator. And we have a lot of power to create, to change. But why changing something? But don't try to change something that the Torah told you that it's not to be changed. You have a lot of power to change. It's true. Look how far people get with that. But don't change what the Torah tells you not to change. It's a lost fight. Okay? We believe that the Torah is true. The Torah comes from Hashem, from the Creator. The Torah has a good intention to make you a creator, to let you know how far can you get. We don't even imagine how far can we get if we accept the things that we need to accept first.
Is a non-Jew allowed to be in that type of relationship?
Of course not.
With
Chayav mita.
the certain what's it called? It's just
Yes, Sheva mitzvahs menuach. It's
Part
one
of
of
it?
yes, yes.
Which one?
Adultery. Not adultery.
Part of it.
What did you say?
What you say that person who like didn't want to get married, just didn't want to get married, but like could get.
I'm saying if a person says that he is attracted to other whatever to the same gender, and is getting married, because and he understands, that he does it because of the mitzvah and all of that, and then he believes and he's walking hand in hand with the Rabbanim and with the Torah and with Hasidus, he's gonna have a better marriage. He's able to have, because he's working on more things, and he has to believe that he has the power and all of that, and he can have better marriage than other people. He will be more sensitive, and he will create better relationship, because he's not, Actually, it says in the Torah that someone that is marrying because of attraction, is marrying because of attraction. That is not a good marriage. If he marries because of attraction, the same way.
That makes sense.
And I'll copy paste it for another issue. If you eat because you are hungry, not good. You need to eat when you're hungry, but not because you're hungry. If you eat because you're hungry, it's not a deep reason to eat. We eat because this is a godly spark and all of that. You eat because you believe that this is by eating, you're performing a spiritual ceremony or whatever. That's how it's supposed to be. But if someone eats because he's hungry, you know how it looks like. Doesn't look so good. So the same idea. Anyway, it's not right to marry or to come to a relationship because of attraction.
So you have to.
There is a natural attraction, and there is certain habits that builds up. There is. But it's not where we come from anyway. It's not where we began. Okay? And the end result is when a person is walking with the Torah, it says, you know what the difference between a tzaddik and a rasha? It says a rasha, for him, everything is good at the beginning, because he allows himself to do whatever he wants. But then things becomes harder and harder and harder. Okay? For the tzaddik, the opposite. Everything is hard in the beginning. And then everything becomes easier and better and fun as he goes. Because he starts, it's not everything the Torah says is really your nature. But you start. You accept it, you accept the Torah, and you go along, and you learn to make it better, and you fit it better to your life, and you fit your life to the Torah better, and then it becomes you. And then you have beautiful life because you live according to the Torah. Then you're going to have kids, and the kids you're going to, if someone, forget about what the difficulties are, but if a person comes to 60-year-old, okay, and he has a family, and he went everything with the Torah, really, and he always, not only did it according to the Torah, but always he was learning how to do it better, and better, and better, as the Torah wants, he's going to have a family, he's going to have, forever, he's going to have kids of kids of kids of kids. It's never, but when a person is wasting his time, going with his own attractions, whatever it is, he's going to get to 60, and he's going to tell you, he's going to ask him, who are you? He says, I don't know. He's like the same little kid. He never worked on himself. He never progressed to anywhere. He always did what felt to him at that second. But Baruch Hashem, we have Torah. We have Torah. So yeah, it's true. In the beginning, it's hard. Kabbalah Soil, it's hard in the beginning. But it should never stay. The Torah does not encourage us to stay in a position of Kabbalah Soil. But you got to start right. It's the most important thing that you start right. Even though it's difficult, but you're doing the right things in the start, and then it will become easier, and you learn how to make it better and easier, and you're going to learn the unique halachot or unique chassidut that addresses your situation. You can, and that's basically what drives people to learn different parts of the Torah. It's their share of the Torah because they challenges in life are unique, and that causes them to investigate in those places in Torah that speaks about those things, and then they come with new information. They give it out to the world. They even get money for it. If a person that have gone through this journey of the temptation to be in a different gender, let's say, and he did that iskafia, poshut, like every other thing, and he did what the Torah wants, and he made a journey. He learned and he advised his asel harav and then advisors and the Torah, and he learned and he always believed in Hashem and in the Torah. So he would learn and he will be able to tell and to help many people. He will be able to bring from the Torah depths that other people never before went there. And that's what really why Hashem is doing it, because it reveals different dimensions and different corners in the Torah that were never exposed. That person needs to expose it, but it has to start with his kafia. It has to start by doing the mitzvot the way Hashem wants it. Otherwise, that person is going to start easy. It's easy on the start, and then there's nothing in the end. Nothing is waiting for him in the end. When you do whatever you want in the start, whatever it feels like, you're ignoring the Torah. Time goes by, you feel good about yourself, and then it becomes less and less and less. But if you go with the Torah, it's hard. Might be hard in the beginning, and then it becomes easier and better forever. Forever and ever. Olam Haba and the Geula and everything.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.